Hello and welcome to your April 2022 Tarot Scopes with me, Intuitive Rene. As always, such an honor and a privilege to be here with you and to bring you this content to keep you motivated, inspired, and focused on whatever is necessary for the month of April 2022. So, tarot scopes are always so much fun for me. We're sticking with the same format that we have used for the last couple of months. So, we're doing a detailed spread, detailed layout, giving you guidance to help you navigate through the month ahead. So we're looking at April, month number 4. It is just quite mind-blowing how quickly 2022 is going. And I hope that you are managing to get through it fairly unscathed, fairly successful in whatever it is that you are doing for the time being. So if you are a returning subscriber or returning viewer to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for your love and support. Always means the world to me to have you return. And if you are a new visitor to my channel, welcome to you as well. I do hope that you enjoy it here and that you do consider subscribing to the channel to make sure that you see all the content that is available. So let's talk tarot scopes for a second. What are they? So tarot scopes are videos that I create towards the end of the previous month for the following month. So the time of recording these videos will be like the last week in March, and I release them in that time period so that you have them before the new month starts, so that you can be prepared, so that you can watch to see what the month ahead has in store for you, so that you can prepare yourself, brace yourself if necessary, so that you can take advantage of the energies that are around you. The tarot scopes, there are 12 individual videos done, and they are all completely different. I stick with the same kind of layout. I use the same spread, so it's the same questions that we're asking. I use the same deck, but obviously the readings are so different for each sign of the zodiac. This intro I recorded once and I stick it in the front of each of the 12 videos just to save myself repetitive talking. And I do set the intention with the tarot scopes that they be relevant for your sun sign, for the moon sign, and for your rising sign. So if you do know that much information about yourself, if you are familiar with your natal chart and you do have that, you're welcome to watch a couple more of the videos to get different aspects or different insights to who you are and what you're dealing with for the month of April. I also then strongly encourage you to come back to the video during the month of April. So halfway through, like, closer to the end or whatever it may be, when any time that you're facing a challenge or any time that you're facing a quandary, find yourself in a bit of a pickle, come back to the video, because you will certainly find some inspiration that might help you to make the decisions or the changes, or to make the movements in whichever direction you need to. So I do encourage you to come back. The video never gets taken down. It's always here. The months in question, so like now we're doing April, I will have the April videos highlighted on my YouTube channel. So if you're wondering about how to find it, you just go to youtube.com, you do a search for Intuitive Rene, and on my page you will see the April tarot scopes will be visible. And if you want to look at the past month, if you go, once you're on my YouTube channel, go to the playlists, you will see these, that they're all there. All the previous month's playlists, they're all there for you. So I do each month in a separate playlist just so that I can highlight it and make it easier for you to find. So what decks am I going to be working with today? Well, for our April tarot scopes, I'm going to be working with the Gilded Tarot Royale. I love the Gilded Tarot, I really do. So I have the Gilded Tarot Royale, and this is by Ciro Marchetti. I'm going to be working with his deck. I do have the little mini on hand as well, just in case we need some clarifiers. So we have the two. I love working with these, what I call tarot families. So I've got those two. And then I have the Oracle deck that I want to work with, is this one, which is a combined Oracle deck. It's got two decks in it, both by the same person. I think Wendy Andrews is her name. I hope I haven't got it wrong. So this is the Goddess Dream Oracle, and the Goddess Love Oracle. So you can see that they are, I'm looking for a purple, there we go. So you can see I've got the yellow and the purple. So the one is the Goddess Dream Oracle and the other one is the Goddess Love Oracle, and I have combined them into a single deck, which means that double the gorgeousness, double the gloriousness. So those are the decks that I'm going to be working with. I am going to switch the camera around, so you will see my table. You will have a top-down view of the cards, so that it just means that less of my face and more of the important stuff. So I will swap the camera around so that you get to see onto the table, see the cards as they are, lay them all out, and give you all the information that you need to keep you motivated and inspired for the month of April. So if you enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. By doing that, by engaging with the video, by giving it a thumbs up and a little comment below, basically what you're doing is you're telling YouTube that this is good content and that they should recommend it to other people. And that's the best way to support me and to ensure that I'm able to continue bringing you this free content. And if you haven't already done so, maybe consider joining my YouTube channel memberships. For a small monthly fee, you get access to me. I'm a poet. We do all sorts of interesting things on the YouTube channel membership. So if you click, wrong side, if it should be just down there, click the join button. There'll be all sorts of information explaining the different tiers, the different layouts, what you get, what you don't get. All of that information is there. So do consider joining. I've got quite a beautiful, wonderful group of people who do subscribe and do support the work that I do in that way. And I do so value and appreciate each one of them. I'm going to stop babbling because you are here to find out about April. You are not here for my awful sales pitch. My awful sales pitch. So friends, as I said, I'm going to swap the camera around. We're going to get onto your zodiac and we're going to give you all the information that you need. Let's get going. Right, Leo, let's get into your reading and let's have a look and see what the month of April has in store for all Leo energies out there. All right, so I am shuffling the Oracle deck to get our theme for the month ahead. So theme for Leo energy for April 2022. What is our theme for the month ahead? Right, so cards are shuffled. And I am going to, if I can, they don't bend quite this way, but I'm going to stop there and take that card. Let's have a look and see, Leo, what is our theme for April 2022 for all Leo energy? Forgiveness, compassion, and kindness. I love that. So here we have a lady. We've got an owl flying past. It is clearly middle of the night, and we have an animal that has come close to her. So we don't know who's doing the forgiving. We don't know if the animal is forgiving her or if she is seeking forgiveness that way. We don't know which way it's going. But it looks like April 2022 for all Leo energy is going to be on forgiveness, finding and understanding compassion and kindness for one another. I have changed it for almost every reading, but let's see if that works. All right, so I have the tarot deck, and this is the Gilded Tarot Royale. I obviously did shuffle before I started recording, but I do like to shuffle while I have your focus and attention. So let's talk about forgiveness for a second. You know, I know that there's a lot of schools of thought around forgiveness, and a lot of people are told that if you don't ask for forgiveness or if you don't forgive somebody or what they did to you, you can't move on from that space or that experience or that situation. But I also think what this is saying to you with regards to forgiveness is forgiving of self. You know, sometimes in life we have to do things that we're not particularly happy about, that we're not particularly pleased about, or that doesn't particularly feel right to us. And sometimes things are done to us that we don't like, that cause us pain and discomfort. But I do think that when we understand the circumstance, when we understand the bigger picture around the situation, it makes it easier for us to be compassionate. So I am going to say to you while I'm shuffling cards here, Leo, that forgiveness is not acceptance, okay? I think it's important that we understand that because you forgive a situation, a circumstance, or an event doesn't mean that you agree with it, doesn't mean that you think it's okay. What it does mean, though, is that you are no longer held or captive or in any way by the situation. All right. I don't know if I'm going to fit. It fits. Okay. So forgiveness doesn't mean that you are okay with what happened. It doesn't mean that you're making the situation okay, but it just means that you're no longer emotionally connected or tied or restricted or limited by that situation in any way. So I have laid out 10 cards, and we're going to go through the 10 cards, Leo, in trying to understand what the month of April 2022 has in store for you. We've got our theme, and I will reference it a lot just in case, just to bring it all together. I love to do that. So let's have a look. How do we start this month? How does April 2022 start for Leo energies? We've got the Two of Cups. Now, it's very interesting that our theme is forgiveness, because the Two of Cups is about partnership. It's about two people coming together, whether that's romantically, whether that's work-wise, whether that's family, whether that's friendship, we don't know. But I can tell you now that this partnership, this pairing, this union, if I can call it that, between two people is important, and it is significant. If you are in an existing relationship and you're certainly not in the market for a new relationship, this could be your relationship with an existing person that just suddenly goes to another level. So it's almost like it's a completely new relationship, because we're both coming at it from a different point of view or from a different understanding. And maybe that's where this forgiveness comes in as well. So Two of Cups is the card of union. It's the card of partnership. It's the card of commitment. But it is the card of, look what they're doing, is they're facing each other head on, face to face. There's truth. There's an unspoken truth here. There's an unspoken power between them, and they're committed. Okay, they're ready to tackle, to face, to be, and they're being completely transparent and open in where they're coming from and what they're expecting in this connection, in this union with each other. So again, Leo, just to reiterate, I'm not saying that there's going to be a brand new relationship. It could be a current relationship that expands and that suddenly comes out looking new, looking different, looking something, because we've had to forgive ourselves or forgive another person or forgive a situation. Understanding compassion and kindness, when you have compassion and kindness for a person or for a situation, suddenly the way that we look at them, suddenly the way that we perceive the relationship, it suddenly puts it onto a completely different level. And I think that's exactly what's going on. So Leo, for you, sometime during the month of April, you're going to find yourself responding differently, reacting differently to either an existing relationship or a brand new relationship that's coming through. The challenge that we have, and Leo, here is your big Leo lion, the challenge that we have here is the Strength card. And the reason why this is the challenge is because, and forgive me, Leo, you're stubborn. All right, you're stubborn. You don't always want to give in to your I don't want to say to your, like, once you've set your mind as to who you are, what you are, and why you are, you don't want to change that. You don't want to show weakness. You don't want to show kindness. You don't want to show forgiveness, because that is not strength. That is not who we are. Us Leo energies, we're strong, we're powerful, we're leaders. We're all of those kind of things. Of course you are. Of course you are fiery energies of the Leo. But I think what Spirit is saying is that just because you're coming at a relationship from a different way, just because you're looking at it differently, doesn't mean that you've given up your strength. And this is something that you need to work through, because sometimes being kind, being gentle, being forgiveness, okay, working through forgiveness, it takes strength to do that. It takes strength to see things from that perspective. All right. What is the underneath energy here? What is the undercurrent of this particular situation? And it's boredom. So I think maybe the relationship was boring you. Maybe you weren't getting much from it. Maybe it was just so samey. If you eat caviar and drink champagne every day of your life, for the first week or two or three, it's fabulous and it's exciting and you feel special and you feel wonderful. But after 4 weeks of eating caviar and drinking champagne, it becomes like eating bread and water. It loses that essence. And I think this is what's happened, is that life has lost its essence for you, Leo. And that's why you're facing the situation you're facing. And that's why things have happened the way they have happened, because it just got too monotonous and too boring for you. So it is definitely time for a change. It's definitely time to shake things up a little bit. And you need to forgive yourself, you need to forgive the situation, and you need to forgive the circumstance and recognize that it's different. See it as different. Recognize that you're different. You're not the same person anymore. And if you can do that during the month of April, I'm so excited to see where this takes you. We'll get onto this one later. All right. So how did we get to here? That's now the next thing that we need to look at. You know, all you wanted was a happy home. All you wanted was a perfect home life. You know, you wanted everybody to be happy and for everybody to have what they needed and for everybody to get along and, you know, all of that kind of good stuff, because that's what this card is. This is like the perfect happy family card. 10 of Cups means that we all have our heart's desires and we have everything we want, and, you know, we need nothing, and everything is fabulous and everything is wonderful and everything is perfect. So even you know, and I use the example here of caviar and champagne because when we have this perfect idyllic existence, it eventually becomes a bit monotonous and boring. So it's like we have to shake things up a little bit. It's like we have to start seeing it differently. We have to use our strength and not our stubbornness to shift things, to forgive, to have compassion and kindness, to allow things to evolve and to move in a different direction. Right. So card number 5, Leo, is the support that's available to you. And I mean, this is just so fabulous. What we've got here is the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is about celebration. It's about joy. It's about, you know, we've got 3 friends here dancing in the moonlight, celebrating life. Cup runneth over with love and abundance. But this is about community. It's about socialize. It's about leaning on the people that are around you, leaning on the people that are there for you. So it's about leaning on friends and family to guide you through this transition, through this change, so that we can start celebrating life, celebrating what we have, celebrating all the things that we do have that bring us joy, that bring us happiness, so that we don't get bored, irritated, and frustrated. But we need to forgive ourselves first and foremost. But we also need to lean on, because the support that's available to you is from your friends and family. Okay. So one thing I can say to you, Leo, as well, is that it's not going to be a walk in the park. Okay, this 3 of Pentacles, you can see that he's a worker. You can see that he's somebody who takes a lot of pride in what he does. He takes a lot of pride in himself, in his work, in his accomplishments, and in his achievements. And the message that the 3 of Pentacles has for you here is that, you know, just because you forgive yourself, just because you look at the situation a bit differently, just because you change the way that you view your circumstance, doesn't mean that that's all you have to do. Basically, his message to you is that there is a long road ahead of you. There is a lot of work ahead of you, and you mustn't shy away from it. You mustn't be afraid of it, because your persistence, your tenacity, your persistence will pay off. And eventually, through hard work and perseverance, you will achieve the bliss and the happiness that you're looking for. But it doesn't come cheap. It doesn't come cheap, and it certainly doesn't come easy. So Leo, when I look at the first 6 cards, excluding that one, so 7 cards, including that one, the message that comes through here for you, about you, is one that says to you, you know, April is going to be an interesting month. April is going to be a month where we need to bring ourselves towards ourselves. We need to start speaking truth. We need to start expressing our unhappiness, our boredom, the fact that maybe we've pulled away. We need to reconnect with the people who are significant and important in our lives. We need to recognize that there isn't actually anything wrong except the way that we are responding. And we need to forgive ourselves, because maybe we haven't done the work that's necessary. Maybe we haven't done everything that we needed to, and that's where, you know, we've sort of just slightly drifted away from the core. But with a little bit of hard work, with a little bit of attention to detail, and focusing on the celebrations and focusing on the happy, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve and what you can accomplish. But you've got to start here. Everything starts with acknowledging that there's a problem. That's where it starts. Right, so Leo, this particular card over here, our King of Cups, he's gorgeous, isn't he? So he's sitting amongst the waves. You can see the waves are rolling in around him. He's sitting amongst the waves, and he's sitting quite content, and he's sitting quite strong, and he's sitting quite fabulous. This is how you are seen. Everybody sees you as somebody who's got all their emotions together. It doesn't matter what you're facing. It doesn't matter how choppy the waters are. Like, you are rock solid, steady. This is how everybody sees you. But the truth of the matter is, you don't see yourself that way. You actually see yourself as somebody who is partway through her life. So here we have got our two sphinxes. She is in her carriage, and the sphinxes are moving her in a forward direction. She's not really driving them, okay? She's not really navigating the road. She's trusting that things are going to work out. But the truth of the matter is, if she doesn't get on board with actually navigating the journey, she might not end up where she actually wanted to be. So when I look at these two cards over here for you, Leo, this is saying to you, people see you as strong, together, appropriate, rock steady, solid. But the truth of the matter is, you're not really focused on your journey. You're not really focused on what you're doing, which means that you may be, when you're a ship sailing in the ocean, if you change your course by 1 degree, 1 degree initially doesn't seem like a lot, but 3 months later, 6 months later, that 1 degree shift has done this, and suddenly you're far away from where you should be, far away from where you need to be. So if you're not focused and if you're not paying attention, Leo, you're going to end up so far away from where you want to be that it may be too late to change it, to fix it, to come back from it. Advice from Spirit here, Leo. We've got the Six of Wands. I love the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is our warrior coming back after the war. He has succeeded. He has achieved. He is victorious. You can see that he's carrying his victory, and everybody has come out to celebrate. So here in South Africa, we support our rugby players, and when our rugby players have come back from playing internationally, we all bombard the airports to celebrate and acknowledge our returning warriors. That is the Six of Wands. That is exactly what the Six of Wands is all about. It's about letting people validate your existence, about letting people acknowledge your victory, your success, your accomplishments. So the advice from Spirit for you here is that this is what you love. Okay, so Leo, this is who you are. You love this. You love this kind of validation. You love this being the leader amongst the people and guiding people and showing people how it's done. So Spirit's advice is take your own advice. Do what you would tell other people to do, and you need to focus, and you need to recognize that success amongst all else, success above all else, is absolutely necessary and available to you. But we have to reel it in a little bit. We have to pull it back ever so slightly to acknowledge what's gone wrong, what's not right, what's not the way it needs to be, so that we can change, forgive, compassion, and kindness to get back to what needs to happen, so that we can have the happiness and success that we want. And the final card for you here, Leo, and this one is just so amazing. So a tarot system is a system of 78 cards, and each card has its own meaning and its own interpretation and its own understanding. Out of the 78 cards, there is one card that means all the positive in the world, and this is it. So Leo, the Sun card is about, the Sun is the center of our solar system. The Sun gives life to our life, gives life to our lives. The Sun gives, it makes the animals, the plants, the air, the humans. It makes us all work. It makes us all happy. It gives us life. And without the Sun, we would cease to exist instantly. The Sun has to shine bright. It has to shine hot. It has to be passionate. It has to be all of those things. And everything rotates and revolves around the Sun. The Sun is the center of our universe. But the Sun is also, it represents happiness and joy and success and abundance and all of those positive words. And the outcome for you, the outcome of April, is this is possible for you. This is possible for you if you can do this. If you can put a bit of attention into focusing on forgiveness, on compassion, and on kindness, if you can spend a little bit of time being considerate of those around you and thinking about your actions and how it may have hurt, disappointed other people, if you can get your relationships back on track Whether they're new relationships, whether they're old relationships, it doesn't matter. But if you can put your pride in your pocket and deal with that and fix this, repair this, happiness, success, and abundance is absolutely yours. So Leo, it looks like we're in for an interesting month of April. I think you've got your work cut out for you. That's for absolute sure, absolute certainty, your work cut out for you. But if you stay focused and if you stay committed on the journey, I do think you're going to find the love and the happiness that you seek. With love and blessings, from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Leo.